Hello. I wanna check on a few things before we start the stream. So wait a minute. Hello everyone. Can you hear me? So we have a few things to talk about today, and I want to say for the last few streams that we did, it was actually really good. But there are some technical issues that we experienced, and yesterday was something around uh, disconnected internet connection, and it shows in the final recording. And I would just want to know that if you are catching up in the replay, that's all you got. And apparently, I talk about so many different points that it was actually really good, but it's just a shame that the final recording is not catching up to it. And then I want to address something about the chat, a live chat recording, because apparently, if there is no activity in the chat while I'm live, it will not record anything. And I have noticed that for the last couple of uh, stream that it just happened to be like there's nothing that is recording in the chat, and you cannot see any live chat streaming recording because of that reason, because no one is actually leaving some comments, some chat while I'm live. So there's no need for the system to record any part of it because it will be redundant. So I have figured out how to actually do that. What do you call it? To record the live chat, but yeah, it will not record if there is no one is leaving history or imprint on the system itself. I just want you to know that. And I feel like I have been rushing to talk about my stuff because that's just how we usually do, and we never actually consider how you guys are here be doing. So before we start anything, I just want to know, like, how is your life? What is different about your life? How is your inner work going? Are you fine not doing anything, or if there is a change that you don't know how to take it? Because sometimes inner work needs some different perspective, and if you are in the integration phase like me, then there are a possibility that you need something new to combine everything that you have known before. So yeah, I and this is like another part of integration that I want to share, because about this live stream, I because there is no one here, I decided maybe we can go back to the recording itself and start doing it like there more, and then we are live stream like maybe like once in a while. But then that is defying the purpose, because we are not here to gain any subscribers, we're not here to gain any audience. We are just here to like train myself. Can I like still be here with all my love, respect, and abundance, and knowing that I can sustain what I want to talk about and share what I wanted to share. And I began to notice that I have an imposter around. Maybe like we can like just do that, like record the thing that we want to share, and then once in a while live stream. But that idea has some fear-based experience in it, because what if no one would watch my stream? Well, why are you afraid of that? Well, I'm afraid that I am doing a useless thing, but you're not here for the count. You're not here for the people who tuning in. You are first of all here for yourself. And that's get me into the next phase, which is like, what if I'm here and I'm also expecting that people are tuning in? Because then that would be a lot more proof, evidence for ourselves than getting into the state of, like, what do you call it? Getting into the state of playing with what is available, meaning that I want to attract people first and then go there. But we can also attract by, okay, the stream, when I'm streaming, it's also like getting shared by the algorithm, by when people will see that I am going live. That's the point. Are they attracted to it? Are they like want to click on it? And if they don't, then that's it. That's it. But if you are expecting people will tune in, that people will like engage with you in this kind of setting, then that's more of the point, that you do the stream than the recording and mix up with the stream. So I'm like, okay, I think like we understand that limiting ourselves in the playbook of, well, it works that way, but that's not the purpose. So expectation in instant manifestation is really the key. Because if you get into the detail, how you create the frequency of manifestation is how you understand that I want this to happen in this way, but I also understand that in the process of me thinking it to happen that way, I also have this frequency going on. So the accompanying frequency moments is what you need to take care of. And for me, having the fear to, like, maybe this is not going to work. But then, so what? Why is that the question? And we can like tune in more into, like there is a video in my recorded list that I did in the first month that has this proof. Like, I'm just sharing it and the way that I always did, but suddenly it reached more than 50 people. I don't know what happened there, but I do know one thing difference of why it appeared that way, because I expect people to tune into this and listen to it. And it actually does. They do listen to it. That's the biggest takeaway of that experiment, is that I expect people to come in and have the best of the best to get the information that they need and leave their footprint. And it shows in the views that there are around 50 more people that watch that videos. And that is one of the reason why the manifestation around that video works really well, because I ask the universe, bring me people who need to hear this. And before I tune in, before I live stream today, I also say that in a different density than I said in that recorded video. So I did it, but it's different. It's not like I have the conviction. It's just that I'm hoping. I'm still like, okay, I hope that people tune in into this. But then that expectation cannot be something that you hope. It's something that it's a must. And then having it in the way that people will tune into this, no matter how I present it. That's how I take it. So yeah, expectation is an important stuff in instant manifestation. It's not just how you say it, it's how you believe it. That commitment, that instillness, that thing that you have when you say it, when you keep it, when you let it flow through your moments, that's what expectation really is. I have been hearing about expectation in such a limited way by people who do the manifestation work, meaning that people who guide people to do the manifestation. And I'm like, yeah, that's actually really it. That is also why like manifestation is such a hippie way, because no one out there essentially know how to do it, because someone out there who needs help doesn't know how to say what is wrong with their manifestation journey. But that leads me into this question to you. Whenever you are manifesting, how do you actually create the desire? Because that frequency tells a lot about how fast your manifestation will come. Because here's the thing, like if you have this unattached outcome of when it will come, then you also delaying your manifestation. It's not gonna be instant manifestation when you say like, by the end of this month, by the end of the year, by the end of this, by the end of that, I want people to come with it. You already own it. Like you have the feeling of like, I'm here, people will tune in. There is a magnetic part about that. There's like, okay, but I have desire to actually get this, and I'm gonna get it, the money. You create the manifestation itself. So instant manifestation is not only created by understanding what is your expectation, but also like it's by how do you put the time frame itself. The more you put it into like, I have it, I got it, I'm here, I tune in, and that's it, you're gonna get more instant manifestation in the coming future. So here's another lesson for the day, I think. How do you expect your desire? How do you let the time frame flow in your desire? Are you letting it flow intermittently? Like, okay, right now, and then not now, and then like, okay, maybe now. So you cannot hope in instant manifestation, just to be clear. And I have this thought today that I just want to stay in the stream for 30 minutes at least. I don't know why. Maybe we're going to talk about something else in the process. But yeah, it'll be like I'm hanging out here and just like seeing what else going to come up in my head, or if my guide want to talk about something. So yeah, I also have been training how I will sound the way when I want to say something, because I'm using what I learned about voice is that there are voice from your throat, there are voice from your chest, there are voice from your belly, and then it all comes down into how I don't know how to say it in English. How round the voice coming out from you. So this is the time when I learned about singing, because there are part of me that, why am I having such a hard time to understand about singing when everyone else can do it? So I learned how to sing really in the process, really strategically. And I get to understand that you use your voice because of you are focusing how it comes from your throat, from your chest, from your belly, and then everything has just become a lot more easier that way. So I have been talking from my throat for the longest of time, and that's why like sometimes I lost my voice. But when you speak from your belly, it's a lot more sustainable because you are using every muscle that is needed for your voice to come out. And I have guide my friend to sing, because in the school, at school, when we were in school, there are a task for someone to just sing in front of the class. And I teach them, okay, don't sing like that, just sing with your own voice, because apparently people like to use other people's voice as their own voice instead of focusing how their voice sounds like. And that's called mimicry. That's great for the beginner, but when you do it with such a passion, with such a message, it doesn't come out as like people will listen. It just come out as like, oh, you are someone else. You're not that great to be to listen to, so I'm not gonna listen to it. So that is also part why you need to own whatever it is that you have, because you have everything that you need. You don't need to be someone else. And then again, there are other people who say things like, you do need some training and you do need some adjustment to get what you want. That is also an instant manifestation. You don't necessarily just be the person before the time you're thinking about the thing that you want. You get what I mean? Like there are some adjustment, but that adjustment is coming from yourself. Like you are visioning about how to get it. So maybe in the old video that I have, I put it in a way that it is attracting people to come, but also like the way I presented how people to show up and stay. So that is also like, okay, maybe that is why, but also like I don't want to be such a strategic in that way, because it's not beneficial for me to be so strategic. I just want people to tune in and also and all that stuff. But it's also like part of the work. So we are in the bind in a bind about that. We're still working on the things that we want to say, apparently, but still. So we got three about the instant manifestation, the expectation, the time frame, and how you eventually be after you decided to have the things that you want. How do you actually get that? How do you actually translate that idea, that manifestation into your everything? And then just like show it to the world the way you want it, you want to receive. Ta-da! Probably we got one more. What else we want to talk about? Oh, I look at my snack today. There is a snack that I really wanted to eat. Like I dreamed to eat it, but then apparently it's off stock. So I'm eating something alternative. It's still good. It still get me that excitement. So I feel really good after eating it, but then I pass out. I just like sleep for the day, and I sleep before this. So just woke up, and then I'm like, okay, let's stream. If you are here watching the live, let me know. Just type number 8 in the live chat, in the chat. Hopefully the settings, the recording will keep the chat. Oh no. Is it here? Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Mm-hmm. We are playing with the setting. I don't know. Like it keep sending me a message around overloaded. I don't know why. But yeah. So how is your life lately? What's so different about it? Because I think like I've touched about 2027. Have I talked about that 2027? I heard about how it will be for us in 2027. And today I watched about Lee Harris sharing about there are two more incidents that as big as Epstein and the aliens files that just going to take over the world by storm, and people decided like waking up from it. I never sleep, so I don't know how you guys feel. But apparently it was as bad as the first phase of my life, which is like you just don't know where to trust, and you're just feeling so icky about everything, and you feel so disgusted about how this world are being, and you just don't know how to take it all, and you just say like I'd rather be dead instead of living like this. So there are parts of that, but also like if you can get support before that thing happen, it will be tremendous help for yourself and for us, because you are here because we ask you to be here. So you are here not by accident. Even if you are here because of how you are being born, how whatever is incident you have in life, you are here wanted by us. Even if us doesn't seem like we want you to be here. I think that's the really weird paradox that people will experience. We want you to be here because you are the dense matrix that is, you are the representation of a dense matrix in the quantum, and you are that dense to actually exist as a soul in a human, as a human in this time. So you are really, you are doing something just by living your life, because you, in your existence, you are holding a frequency that no one else out there can handle. And if you can stand tall in your space in the quantum, you are doing service by just existence. Now, some other people out there might say that you need to do something about your existence. That will do if that is what you are calling to, or you are being called to. But if you're not, then just stay alive. It's all you need. There are other things that's being so paradoxical in this world, and I just want you to know that it's a lot simpler than you think. If what you believe is coming to your attention, and you start seeing like, I actually want it to be like this, I want it to be like this, that is your best representation of expression of your soul, which is the frequency that you are, which is what we want you to be. So, how you want things is going to benefit us too. But here's the paradox. Here's the paradigm of this thing is that some people are meant to want things differently from others, and it will be like a freaking war because it meant to be like a war in the first place. So this, I feel like the last couple of years has been about war because of this reason. They need to be coming up to the surface for people to know, for people to essentially have a catalytic choice. Am I going to play with that? Am I going not going to play with that? Because if you understand that you are not going to play with that, then you don't need to buy into it. You can just create your own reality. The people are waking up into the idea, and I'm like, oh, that's great. But you guys have been so long lost into something, and I'm just feeling agitated knowing that, but you are here, so doesn't matter how I feel about it. You are here. There are people. I read a post like, how do you guys feel for people who already awaken to the people who just waking up lately? How do you take? What is your take on us who just awake? I'm like, we know you are going to be awake. It's part of the deal. We are patiently, frustratingly excited for it. And I see a couple people agreeing with me, and I'm like, great. That's how I feel. It's not about if someone out there are faster in their awakening journey. It's just that some people need to awake before everyone else's do. Apparently, I never been asleep because I was so in tune with the feeling. I remember I was in my mom's office, because my mom's work for the government, and I'm like, oh my god, the office stink of toxicity, of redundance, of unnecessary frequency, and I just don't know why people still working there. And I said to my mom, I would never work for the government. I would never work for anyone else. And I did. I never worked for anyone else. But then in that time, I already knew that I don't want to work like this. This is like a rat hole. Like you just like slaving yourself for the living of this earth, which is what we all have been doing. And it was purposeful that way, because then we get to see that so many people are going to work on the frequency, meaning like breaking the frequency itself, which is what needed. Again, if you are here, let me know. Type number 8 in the chat. If you are here watching the replay, let me know. Type the 8 in the comment section. So yeah, we got 2 minutes left. 28. I want to share this. This is such a random thing because I've been into, what do you call it? Numerology, and I'm the number 9. So in the system that I learned from, which is the GG33, which is I was called to explore the number 33, and then I get to close with this person called Gary, the numbers guy. And GG33 is essentially, I don't know anyone in my circle that has known this person, but I get to know this person because I just fixated around the number 33. I don't know why. So about the number 30, before we get into my numerology, about the number 33. Number 33 is a master number in the numerology. Why am I saying it weird? Numerology. So I don't know why I was so fixated on it. My guides tell me like, I don't know. It just like I'm fixating because my guy told me to actually fixate it on the idea. So I fixated for a couple of months, and I'm like, okay, maybe we can learn something from the numerology itself. And I look for it. I search in YouTube and all that stuff. I found the guy, GG33, and this guy is intense. Let me say intense in an intense way. It's such a masculine work. If you can stand being in his world, you'll be roasted to your bones. And especially if you're nines like me. So my birthday, 31st, July 31st, 1996 is my birthday. And that birthday accumulation is 36, which is, in the summing up, is a 9. Okay. And based on his work, so what I like about GG33 is that his story with my story is pretty much the same. We have what we call a dedication time. But for him, it's more about like, okay, I have been working since early 2000s, and now I'm like online space, and I'm sharing what I know with the world. I have members who give out readings instead of me now, and I have these people who actually use it for stock market. And then while everyone else is like having a negative in their investment, I have like 1,000 plus surplus in my investment. If you can invest in Bitcoin, in whatever it is you want to follow, what's working, I genuinely cannot suggest you enough. Go to the 33, GG33, and look it up. Who's the guy? Because I actually don't know, but he has mentioned that his guys, his member, his staff has figured out what coins will do best in this time frame of really terrible time. So yeah, if you're interested in that, go look him up. But then he has a really personal intake about the nines, because apparently, instead of what people have said about nines, nine in his understanding is a young soul. The first life incarnation as a human is the 9, because whatever number you add to 9, 9 disappear. 9 never stand as its own number. So if you understand the multiplication table, 9 plus 1 is a 9. 9 plus 2 is a 9. So when you add it up to other things, it all disappear. That in itself, it just like, am I saying it wrong? I feel like it's around that. So based on his idea, the nines is a young soul, the first incarnation as a human. But I have a very distinctive numbers. So 31, the day of my birth, is actually 4. And then I was born in 1996, which is 6 as a number. So my accompanied, like, I am best paired with 4 or 6. But then I have both number in my birthday that is accompanying my traits, I think, in a such a way. And that is really helpful to not be on the difficult or dark side, dark spectrum of nines, which is nines can be really addictive. And most people who have a drug addiction or anything else is a 9 in asylum or whatever it is, the place that you get help from when you have that kind of addiction. Forget the name, but you guys get it, right? So that part is what gets me into like, is it? Because I don't really know, but it does touch the points of I am a new soul. Like, I never have this kind of life, which is true. What I also feel, I never have a human life before. Every life, every past memory of my past life is always about something inhuman. Meaning like I was the dust that was created Earth. I was an alien that has knew so many. I was an alien in a UFO as a captain with so many members. Like I was the captain, and then I was a humanoid in a different planet. So I never been human in this time. Even though like Earth has been going on for 10,000s of years about their human life, I never been one. So it is such a new experience for me. And that's why like I have a hard time in the early life because I just don't know. I just feel so weird being human because of all the sensitivity, all this other worldly experience that I can sense, I can know, I can like see, watch. It just a weird experience to be alive because of that reason. But then in my birthday, July 31st is the 11th. If you sum it up, 317 11. See? And 11 is a master number for people who has reincarnated so many times. So it called for the sensitivity, I guess. But I just don't know. I never get a numerology reading from the GG33 member. But if I do, I probably, that's what I assume. But then I'm like, I don't know. But the great things about being a 9 is that the pairing in Chinese astrology is actually a rat. So I don't have that much of contradiction in my birthday because of that. I'm a rat with a 4, with a 6. Numerology accompanied number, and then I'm born as a Leo. I didn't know about that. But yeah, it's very fascinating. And I still can't get my head off from the GG33. But I feel like if I have enough money to explore more, which is like get the reading from them and just like get into trying the investment side of it, I would probably would. But yeah, have no money set aside for it. But if I do, I would probably go for it. Because it's been like a really interesting. And I've thought about what would I want to do if I have all the money in life? Like what would I want to do? What do you guys would do if you have all the money you ever need? Because I think people manifesting something because they want a lot more money than they have in hand. And I get it. I get it. It is such a priority in this lifetime because people are still slaving the numbers and we still can't get away from it. We still play by the system of numbers. So yeah, it is overtime. We have been on for 38 minutes. So if you are here watching, I hope it is recorded at this much time. So if you are here, just type number 8 so that I know that you are here. If you are watching the replay, let me know. Type number 8 in the comment section. So if you have other topics you want to talk about, if you have other personal journey that you are confused about, let me know. I will talk, I will help, I will support the best I can. If you need my personalized support, you can go into my main channel and seek and go to my DM and just like get help from there. Okay? I'll see you tomorrow.